Hey y'all, it's Erica with Time to Shrink. Welcome to my channel. We are going to make some chicken fingers today. These are one of my favorite types of chicken fingers to make. I make chicken fingers a few different ways, but this is really becoming one of my favorite, and I really think it's the easiest way that I make it also. I'm just going to show you what's going to go into it, and then we'll just get on with it. Crushed pork rinds, Parmesan cheese, the Kraft kind. This is nutritional yeast. If you've never used it, it's got a lot of nutritional value, but it also is just really tasty. So I absolutely love to use this stuff. I like to put it on salads. People put it on popcorn. I don't really eat popcorn, but stuff like that. And then you can use whatever seasoning you want. I'm using this Trader Joe's everyday seasoning. So you're going to need that. You're going to need your chicken, which I've already sliced up, and you're going to need 1 stick of butter, and I'm going to heat that up. You want it to be melted in the microwave. Be right back. Preset your oven to 400 degrees. So I'm going to do that real quickly here, and then we'll get back to making our chicken, and the oven will be ready for us when we're ready for it. All right, I've already pre-poured all of our ingredients into the bowl. But you're going to want a cup of pork rinds, a cup of Parmesan cheese, half a cup of nutritional yeast, and then whatever seasoning you want. Just get that all blended well in your bowl. My butter's melted, so I'm just getting this prepared. Get this really well incorporated. So, first thing you want to do is make sure you've already seasoned your chicken. All right. So, salt, just lightly salt and pepper your chicken that's on the board. You always want to season at every step. Season at every step. Always. Pepper. And we're just lightly seasoning because there's so much flavor in our breading mixture. Alright, so you're going to take a piece of chicken. I cut them about this size. You could cut them into bite size if you wanted to do chicken nuggets. So dip it in the butter, straight into that butter, and then into this mixture. And you just want to press it down, make sure that it gets all good and coated. And then you're going to put it on a parchment lined. Parchment is important because if you put it on anything else, it's likely to stick, and then your breading is going to come off instead of be on your chicken. So the parchment is really important. I actually had to send my husband out to the store just for parchment today because I ran out yesterday. Keep going through this same thing into the butter, into your breading mixture, which of course we're doing low carb. There's no bread, but y'all, this combination, this is really my new favorite. I also sometimes use this same coating, butter, and then the coating on pork chops, and it's really good with that too, baked pork chops. That's actually what I initially made this for, and then for some reason decided to try it as a chicken finger, and it really does work pretty well. So you just want to make as many as you would like. They can be a little bit close to each other, but give them a little bit of space to breathe. They will brown up, crisp up better if they're not touching. So if you need to do more than one pan, that's definitely an option. Often when I make this, I do like 3 pans worth. I just make a ton of them and always think I'm going to have leftovers, but I hardly ever do because everybody just really loves these. And then I usually serve them with some kind of green vegetable for color, or the tricolor roasted cauliflower, and I'll just roast it at the same time at the 400 degrees. Or sometimes if we're doing something special, I'll do like a mashed potato mac and cheese style, not mashed potato, mashed cauliflower mac and cheese style. Or every once in a while I'll actually make the actual mac and cheese for the kids and then the other for me. Just kind of depends what the occasion is. This is kind of one of the things that they ask for birthdays or occasions like that, chicken fingers. And when it's something like that, often they want actual mac and cheese. but I'm kind of converting them slowly over to low carb lifestyle just by the fact that I make everything. And you know, I make their lunches too for the most part, so it's pretty easy. I would definitely say they're low carb. They're not keto, they're definitely not that low carb, but I would definitely say our whole family for the most part has ventured over to the low carb side. For the most part, there's always, you know, the junk they eat when they're out and about that's definitely sugar laden and gluten laden, but the majority, I would say 80% is low carb and healthy, good choices. So I gotta take what I can get, especially now that they're old enough to kind of be off and about and doing things without me, you know. All right. Just make sure you get them really, really well coated. And I actually sometimes, and I actually did this today while I had everything out, I like this breading so much that I will make it ahead of time in a big jar. I'll just go ahead and mix all of this together and shake it up in the big jar and then just store it that way. So when I'm ready to make the chicken or the pork chops, there's not any measuring, any stirring, any combining. It's just melt the butter, dump it in this, into the oven, super, super fast. Last one in. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I've got one pan full. Like I said, I usually do 2 or 3 pans full, so that's why I have all this extra. I probably have enough to do a whole nother pan full. And then I have a little bit of butter left. Alright, these are going to go into the oven. And there we go. These are going to go into the oven. There we go. All right, y'all. It has been 20 minutes and they are looking nice. They're about finished. I decided to bump up my temperature to 450. Okay, y'all, we are going to make a dipping sauce. This is really like a faux honey mustard. So you want to get some mayonnaise. Ideally, like one that you either made yourself or a avocado oil mayonnaise. Chosen Foods and Primal Kitchen both make one. Actually have some of that, but I'm trying to finish up my Duke's that's in there, so I'm using Duke's tonight. Then just regular yellow mustard. And then the next thing you're gonna need is a little bit of hot sauce and a little bit of sweetener of your choice. And that chicken is done behind us. I'm gonna take that out. We're gonna pull it out. And here it is. Doesn't that look good? Yum. All right, back to our honey mustard. Let this cool. Hot sauce is the next thing, whatever kind you want. This doesn't really give it, doesn't really give it a lot of heat. It just adds to the flavor. I don't use one that has a lot of heat. And then you're going to measure out your your sweetener of choice. And this, grab a spoon. This dressing, y'all, you really have to do it to taste. So it's hard to tell you how much. You just kind of have to go with little bits and stir and taste and stir and taste until you get what you want. I used about a half a cup of mayonnaise and I would say like a fourth a cup of mustard, but I did not measure. And then I added, this is Gentle Sweet. It's from Trim Healthy Mama. I love, 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 love this. Love it. Just highly recommend it. You can get it on Amazon or at their website. All right, let's see what this tastes like. I'm gonna add a little bit more mustard, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit of vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, Bragg's. Just like a tablespoon. You're not gonna use a whole lot of that. Stir that up and taste it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a little bit more sweetener. if y'all are interested, let me know down below. I can make this and measure as I go once to let you know exactly what I put in it. If you're interested, if you think you would want to make this and you want specifics, if you don't cook like I do where you just add and taste and add and taste, I'd be happy to do that. I could measure it as I pour in and taste and then total it up. So just let me know. I can do that if people are interested. Otherwise, you know, this is the method. All right, let's taste that. Perfect. All right, so see, it looked exactly like honey mustard. It's got that same color because the color from honey mustard comes from the combination of the mustard and the hot sauce and the mayonnaise. And then the taste, instead of using honey, you just use, you know, your sweetener of choice, and it really works out really well. All right, let me clean up and then we'll be ready to eat. All right, so here's the final product: chicken fingers with my version of honey mustard, both fully keto.